Hey, this is Don Kryptonium, and I'm not gonna lie, this is a sad video. This is a sad video about Cosmos, specifically Cosmos Hub, but also about the wider Cosmos ecosystem around IBC. Okay, we are going to discuss the huge tumor that over time, instead of being reduced, it grows bigger. No one addresses the problem. No one discusses with you when there are the problems. And, well, I can ask you before we start, hey, make sure you like this video, you love this video, and you share this video to spread the love, So I'm not making much videos on Cosmos because why would I? I'm not really part of this, right? I'm not part of what is happening in this tumor. I'm not the cell in this tumor, so there's not much to do. But what I'm talking about, okay, we are going to look at few things. There is two meme coin deployment platform in Cosmos, and I think it gives you the insight to how many users, how many actual users when it comes to retail there is. The people who actively use the blockchain, and not really those that just stake the atom, okay? Because that's very different. So there's NFA Zone, there's Start Cooking. What you could see about those platforms, that the number of people that actively uses this app is probably 50 wallets, maybe more when we spread some more, comparing to really hordes of users on Solana. And the question would be, why does it happen, one of the main thing is demographics, but it seems that the main people in Cosmos don't really have incentive to onboard the applications, to onboard the users, but what's most important in Cosmos, to fill the pockets, the same way how, which is okay, but the same way the pockets were filled back in last season using osmosis and free allocation tokens to farm it at no effort and buy Bitcoin and real estate at the expense of maybe you, maybe not, some people, right? So I didn't look to Cosmos governance for quite long. As I said, I'm not even validator there. I have no incentive to do so. And when you look at a lot of proposals, it almost feel, it's not really like that, but it almost feel like half of the proposals right now are funding proposals for the different ventures that you never see results. While, the focus should be maybe on bringing users, but for example here, Adora Hacks, AEZ, quadratic funding, I don't know what it even means, for 24 months, so that is over $500,000 to fund some apps and public goods. We probably will never know which are those apps. No one will use them, but it's good that they are funded. Okay, we have the other proposal of Agoric community. What's this? DCF? I don't even know what is this again. The things change. /Agoric. This one, for example, requests. What's the request? It's money. It's always money, right? Allocation and 4% of Cosmos community pool into different protocols to increase the liquidity. And this is the main tumor I wanted to ask. So it says nearly 500,000 atom. Is it that? No, this not sure which number is. But you have some of the applications, and some applications is good. I think the Stride is good protocol. But building applications by simply using community pool, so the certain apps and protocols can enrich themselves, might not necessarily be the good strategy. The strategy would be onboarding users, but instead what those proposals do is use community pool and market makers from centralized exchanges to ensure that the authors of these applications benefit from that? Is it good strategy of onboarding? I would like to know the opinion of people. So it allocates the certain amount of people to vaults on Agoric. What it uses, right? It uses stride and persistence to deposit to different vaults on IST. Does it also use some other one? Let me see. The staked assets will be managed by multi-sig, and it will be deposited to inter-protocol vaults to mint IST, and so on and so on. Okay, so Agoric, despite raising nearly $100 million, is unable to onboard any user. So to enrich liquidity, they have to go to community pool, and I believe there is maybe some performance fee on those vaults or something that benefits the token itself, right? They cannot build product, they go to that. And this is happening notoriously in Cosmos, even on the apps that are bad, don't work, are pure scam, and benefit. Like this is on crazy scale ongoing in Cosmos. So this Agoric proposal is like actually nothing. We can go further, right? So what other spending proposals we have here? Of course, we have funding Atom Accelerator DAO. Still, no one uses those apps, but the funding is there, which is a couple $1 million and so on. Let's go next. Allocate 900,000 Atom, which would be close to $10 million again to protocol-owned liquidity in Osmosis. And it's again benefits player Stride, and Stride is great applications. Increasing the ST Atom increases the yield on the Stride token itself, benefiting those who invested heavily in the Stride. The usage is not increased by the adoption of the ecosystem, but the liquidity and TVL is increased using the community pool and the fact that Atom is market made on exchanges so it doesn't collapse. Is this really correct? Is it really correct how you guys, all of you, I want to show, like, the best thing of it, okay? The best thing of it are the multi-sig of those people. Zakemeni, Jeke Zempe. Sorry, Joss, I like you, but those, like, I would refuse to be on that multi-sig. Of course, here is the breakdown. Of course, some of this will go to Quasar, which doesn't even work. The shit is like purely unworking scam that charges 20% on performance, which is perhaps less than providing full range liquidity on Osmosis. Like, how? Explain that to me, anyone in Cosmos. It's funny. Another proposal, this 900, and let's see, a multi-sig. Zakemeni! What a surprise! Zakemeni is everywhere. He's even advisor to this Libra coin that's another Juno. You really gonna continue to grow that Tumor? Like, interesting. I would love to say, like, I would love someone, like, from Cosmos, these people, answer those questions of, is it really the right thing of bringing adoption, So here is another, the 900k, majority will go to Osmosis, but 90k of that, so $1 million would go to Quasar vaults. Again, the vaults that doesn't even work. The vaults. So imagine what happens, let's say, when $1 million of that or more and so on goes and is deposited to protocol like Quasar, okay? imagine the total APR. So you have like 20% from the staking rewards, less than 10 would be on ST Atom. Let's say the total yield is 20% on providing liquidity plus incentives, whatever. Let's say it's 20%, so that's 200,000. The Quasar will cut 40,000 of that, of free money provided to them, even though the vaults don't work. Even though there is 50 active users in Cosmos. You can see there is 2.6 million deposited here, and most of that comes from those things. Dude. Dude, how you can run out, how you can completely lose the weight in the pool on the main asset and derivative of this asset that always trade in the range, and you went out of the range, and yet you charge 20% of the fee. If random people can go to Osmosis and deposit Atom ST Atom on the tight 10% range, they could just slowly rebalance this every 3 months, and they would end up better. Although I'm not gonna educate that that's not strategy, because the vaults don't work when you trade them, as the Quasar trying to do. Take out money, trade some into other asset. The impermanent loss on the swaps will be more and kill all the revenues. Yet you give to Quasar community funds and let them make money, even though it's a pure Fugazi app that doesn't work. I wonder, like, how many of those like didn't work. Like, I saw this one, Osmo and Atom, is also that you can't rebalance that if you have this spread now. This is one of the funniest thing one could see what's going on here. You know, why, like this vault doesn't even make sense, because this vault is so easy for a random person to do. Anyway, that's it. I wanted to show you the Tumor and how it works, how using the deep liquidity on Atom and the fact that it trades on centralized exchanges to bring utility to protocols that don't even work. And there is no users in Cosmos. Good job at onboarding DevCells. With that, don't Cryptoniums out. I know no one will respond to that video of the people interested, because they don't have response. For them, this video will be a fad. But you tell me, is that video a fad, or it's the valid point of the problem that's happening here? But yeah, let the builders build and see how all Cosmos get the same adoption, probably even less than a few years ago. With that, don't Cryptoniums out. Till the next time.